Now it's too dark in here. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I've said hello to you in the chat. Hello, and if not, go ahead and pop in and say hi. Let me first switch it to live chat before we get too far into this. And if you hear a hum in the background, the air conditioning's on because it's really bright and warm today. But it's like if I have this open, boom. If I have it closed, it's really dark. So that's just how it has to be. Hey, DR, welcome. Good to see you. So, today, if you can't tell by the title, we are doing a mix of geography and history. You guys really enjoyed the history trivia last week, and that makes me really happy because I love history. And I added some history trivia books to my wish list just so they're there. So, I'll probably snag one of them sometime this week, and we'll play with it next week, hopefully. So, with that being said, let's get into the trivia. And if you have not done so already, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel, and it helps circulate this video more frequently throughout the algorithm so that more people can come and play with us. So I'd really, really appreciate it. Hey JJ, it's very good to see you. Hello Manatee. Hi Des. Cater Gator's here. Welcome. I'm so glad that Cater Gator joined my channel memberships. It made me smile really big because Cater Gator's a huge fan of the channel, which means they now get custom emojis in the chat. They get exclusive videos. They get behind the scenes videos. And later this week, they're going to be getting a list of the history magazine articles that I'm going to make into videos, and they'll get to pick which articles will make it into the video. So probably expect that around Friday. Hi Leon, welcome. So lots of benefits for channel memberships. It's only 99 US cents a month, the cheapest it can possibly be because I want everyone to be able to access it without being too much of a financial strain. So anyway, Mandy J and Little J are here. Good to see you. So we are going to start off with some geography. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago we did Name That River, where I gave you like a 2 to 5 word clue about a river. You had to guess what I was talking about. We are going to play Name That Mountain. So I'm going to give you a 2 to I think like 4 word clue about these mountains. And you have to guess what I'm talking about. Hey, Dr. Pickle. Good day, Dr. Pickle. I'm so glad Gator. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, your clue is seen from Tokyo. Seen from Tokyo. What mountain am I talking about? Veer has got it first. It is Mount Fuji. Good job to Veer. The answer is Mount Fuji. And yeah, some of these are going to be easy. Remember that when you type it in, live chat is on. I remembered Veer. When you type it in at the same time as everyone else, it will pop up all on your chat first, right? So it'll look like you're first, but I promise you it comes up in order on my channel who entered and to enter first. Number 2, America's highest. America's highest. DR has got it first. It is Denali. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Denali is the highest in North America, I should say. We'll get to the highest in South America later. Manatee wants to be a West Indian manatee. I like that. Number 3, sacred to Sherpas. Sacred to Sherpas. Sacred to Sherpas. DR has got it first. It is Mount Everest. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount Everest. Yeah, everyone gets that one. Number 4, seen, and don't be like DR. It's not SCENE. It is SEEN. It is, I don't know who that is, Raisin. Seen from Serengeti. Scene from Serengeti. Des, what the heck? I guess I'll give half a point to Veer, who put in half of it, and full point to DR for getting Kilimanjaro. So congrats to Veer and DR. It is Mount Kilimanjaro. You know what I learned about Mount Kilimanjaro from making this quiz? I found a chart of what all the mountain names translate to, but no one knows what Kilimanjaro means. It was named that so long ago from a language that probably isn't really around anymore, and the meaning has been lost. How interesting is that? We don't know what Kilimanjaro means. It just means Kilimanjaro. It means that mountain. I think that's awesome. Anyway, number 5. Home to Zeus. Home to Zeus. Yeah, White Topped Hill, probably Joshua. Seen from Cape Town. Hold on to that thought, Des. It looks like DR has got it first. It is Mount Olympus. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus. Number 6. Mexico City volcano. Mexico City volcano. Mexico City volcano. Not Chapultepec. Mexico City volcano. Big volcano that dominates Mexico City. Always steam coming out of it. Raisin has got it. It is Popocatépetl. Good job to Raisin. The answer is El Popo, or Popocatépetl. 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 Number 7. Fear you can write answers in Finnish. That's fine. Just if I don't understand what you're saying, you're not going to get a point. Number 7. Noah's Ark landed. Hi, Acid Nutria. Welcome. Good to see you. Noah's Ark landed. DR has got it first. It is Mount Ararat. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount Ararat. Mount Ararat. Number 8. Alps and Disneyland. Alps and Disneyland. Alps and Disneyland, not Mont Blanc. DR's got it. It is the Matterhorn. Good job to DR. The answer is the Matterhorn because the real one's in the Alps and there's a big fake one in Disneyland. Singular mountains, yes, Veer. There's no mountain ranges in this, just the peaks. Number 9, exploded in Washington. It is beautiful, isn't it, Nathan? Mont Blanc is really pretty. Exploded in Washington. DR has got it first. It is Mount St. Helens. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens exploded in Washington State. Number 10. Let's see who can get this one. Acid Nutri's bio teacher had ash from St. Helens. That's interesting. Number 10. Deadliest to climb. Deadliest to climb. Which mountain am I talking about? The deadliest to climb. Veer has got it first. It is K2. Good job, you guys. Look at all these K2s popping up. Good job to Veer. The answer is K2. And also what I learned from that chart about mountain names is it's called K2 because K stands for Karakoram, the range that it's in of the Himalayas. No one had ever seen K2 before people started exploring the Himalayas, like serious mountaineers, like not natives. It's so buried in the mountain range that no one had seen it before. So there was no like local name, ancient name, anything. They just called it K2 because it was a peak that no one had ever put on a map before. And it was the second one, I guess, that no one had seen. It is in Pakistan. Yes, Jeremy, isn't that neat? Moving on to number 11, Polish general. Polish general. That's true reason. It's very windy, very icy. It's very dangerous in general. DR has got it. It is Mount Kosciuszko. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount Kosciuszko, located down under in Australia. And again, like I always say, that's not how you pronounce it in Polish. That's how you pronounce it in Australian, right? It's not at all how you'd say it in Polish. It's the Australian pronunciation. Number 12, highest in the universe. Oh, no, I said no too. Highest in the universe, not the UK. Des has got it. It is Olympus Mons. Good job to Des. The answer is Olympus Mons. It is located on Mars, and it is 3 times the size of Mount Everest. Oh, sorry, DR. It is 3 times the size of Mount Everest. Hey, pretty Garf. Have a good snooze. But yes, it is Olympus Mons. Olympus Mons. Number 13, highest in Borneo. Highest in Borneo. What is the highest mountain in Borneo? The solar system? Probably Dr. Pickle. Joshua has got it. It is Kinabalu. Good job to Joshua. The answer is Kinabalu. Well, I should say known universe. How about that? The known universe. Mount Kinabalu is the highest mountain in Borneo. Good job, Joshua. Mount Kinabalu. There are 2 possible answers for this one. I'll accept either one. Number 14, dominates Yosemite. Dominates Yosemite. I try to pick some niche mountains. I'll give that to DR. Half Dome is one of them. Good job to DR. Half Dome is one of the mountains that dominates Yosemite. I realized when I wrote that, I'm like, there's 2 mountains that could be. I wasn't thinking of Half Dome when I wrote it. So a point for Half Dome. Who can guess the other really huge, prominent mountain that dominates Yosemite? Yosemite. If you've seen the movie Free Solo, it's the mountain that he climbs. Not Muir. It's shaped like, oh, hey, pretty Carve. Thank you so much for the super chat and one of my favorite stickers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's really cute. DR's got it. It is El Capitan. Good job to DR. The answer is El Capitan. It just looks like a right angle. It's a rectangle. They don't have mountain in the name yet. It's just El Capitan, right? I appreciate that so much, pretty Carve. But yes, the answers could be El Capitan or Half Dome. Very prominent mountains in Yosemite. Number 15, seen from Cape Town. Seen from Cape Town. Well, that's okay. You can be tired. It's good to be tired. DR has got it first. It is Table Mountain. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Table Mountain. Table Mountain. Table Mountain. Number 16, burning in Sicily. Burning in Sicily. Burning in Sicily. Sicily. DR has got it. It is Mount Etna. Good job to DR. The answer is Mount Etna. I don't think I have Sugarloaf in this list here. It's not really a mountain. It's just like a point sticking out of the water. But yes, the answer is Mount Etna. Number 17, Tasman Glacier's home. Yeah, Sid Nutri, everyone's typing at the same time, so yours is going to pop up first. Not Mount Tasman. It has a very specific name. Tasman Glacier's home. And DR's got it. It is Mount Cook. Good job to DR. The answer is Mount Cook or Aoraki, right? The answer is Mount Cook. Mount Cook or Aoraki. In New Zealand, by the way. Number 18, Moses climbed it. Moses climbed it. Moses climbed it. DR's got it first. It is Mount Sinai. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai. Okay, this one might be the hardest. I want to see who's going to get it. Number 19, Dinosaur Tepui. Lots of hospital names, I suppose. Dinosaur Tepui. That's your hint. Hey, Dan. Have a good night, Dan. And hello. Not the Atacama, that's a desert. Your hint is Dinosaur Tepui. I mean, you're on the right continent, Asinutria. There's only one place in the world where you can find a Tepui. Not Mauna Loa. Dinosaur Tepui. All right, let me explain. A tepui is a type of mountain. There is a work of fiction where dinosaurs live on top of this mountain. That's where this hint comes from. You guys are dancing around it, I suppose. Des has got it. It is Mount Roraima. Good job to Des. The answer is Mount Roraima. If you don't know, a tepui is a flat-topped mountain, kind of like a mesa in North America. And the novel The Lost World has them climbing Mount Roraima and finding dinosaurs on top. Where's that mountain? It is on the border of Brazil, Guyana, and Venezuela. It's on a tri-point. I think that's it. I know it's definitely Brazil and Guyana. I want to say Venezuela is the third one, but it's at a tri-point where 3 countries meet up in the Amazon in the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of nowhere. Number 20, Eyes of Salt. Eyes of Salt. DR's got it now. It is Ojos del Salado. Good job to DR. It's literally the name. Ojos del Salado. Highest road in the world, probably. That sounds right. The answer is Ojos del Salado. Ojos del Salado. Let's see who gets this one. This is another obscure one. Number 21, Lemurian's Home. If you know your conspiracy theories, you know what I just described. Lemurian's Home. Lemurian's Home. Lemurians. Who knows what a Lemurian is? No. Mordor is changing. That's Sauron's home. The Lemurians, like, Atlantis sunk in the Atlantic. The Lemurians lived in Lemuria, which was in the Pacific. So when Lemuria sank, the Lemurians moved to this mountain, and people claim to see Lemurians on this mountain, and a lot of hippies live there. I've been there, I should say. I have been to this mountain. There are so many hippies, and I say that as someone from San Francisco. You go there and you're like, wow, there's a lot of hippies here. It's not Mauna Loa. Your hint is that it is in California. DR's got it. It is Mount Shasta. Good job to DR. The answer is Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta in Northern California. It's crazy there. There's a lot of weird people that live there. So now you know. Now you know the legend of the Lemurians, these magical people that live in Mount Shasta. Yeah, and lots of people go missing on Mount Shasta. And yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories around Mount Shasta. It's very funny. In the Pacific. No, Lemuria was in the Pacific. It was, apparently, according to people who believe in that kind of thing. I don't. Number 22, highest outside Himalayas. Highest outside Himalayas. Des got it. It is Aconcagua. Good job to Des. The answer is Aconcagua, because I think it's the world's 7 highest mountains are in the Himalayas, and number 8 is Aconcagua. I think that's right. I could be off by a couple numbers, but yeah, the highest mountain that's not in the Himalayas is Aconcagua in Argentina. Number 23, Antarctic Peninsula. That's your clue. Antarctic Peninsula. There are more than 7 higher. It's under 10 in the Himalayas. I'm going to give that to Acid Nutria. It is the Vinson Massif. The Vinson Massif. Close enough, Acid Nutria. The Vinson Massif is located on a peninsula. Mount Erebus is not, so that was my big hint to you. It's the Vinson Massif. Number 24, exploded in 1883. Viscount, I don't know, Acid Nutria. It's just Vinson. Exploded in 1883, and it looks like DR has got it first. It is Krakatoa. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Krakatoa. 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 A big boom, right, Acid Nutria? Aconcagua is not 189th in the world. There are not 188 mountains in the Himalayas. That's definitely some kind of Wikipedia typo. Number 25. Seen from Chamonix. Seen from Chamonix. Deafened fisherman as far as 200 kilometers away. Isn't that crazy? And JJ has got it first. It is Mont Blanc. Good job to JJ. The answer is Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc. Number 26. Hawaiian skiing. Hawaiian skiing. As in skis and going down. And DR has got it first. It is Mauna Kea. Good job to DR. The answer is Mauna Kea. Wikipedia has a list of 108 peaks, all in Asia, taller than Aconcagua. What in the world? That's crazy to me. I was way off then. Disregard what I said. I'll have to look into that. That's crazy. Okay. But yes, in Mauna Kea, it has snow on top, and you can actually go skiing in Hawaii. Isn't that fun? That's crazy. Number 27, sacred to Zoroastrians. Sacred to Zoroastrians. Not Elburz. I mean, you're in the right area, DR. It is in Iran, yes, Acid Nutria. Sacred to Zoroastrians. Sacred to Zoroastrians. Not Elburz, I'm telling you. Acid Nutria's got it. It is Damavand. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Mount Damavand. Mount Damavand. Mount Damavand. Yeah. It's in the Elburz Mountains, so you were almost there, DR. Number 28, farthest from Earth's center. Farthest from Earth's center. Not a lot of people are Zoroastrian buffs, Acid Nutria. It's okay. And DR's got it. It is Mount Chimborazo. Good job to DR. The answer is Mount Chimborazo, because Chimborazo is pretty much on the equator in Ecuador, right? That since the Earth is not a perfect sphere, it's kind of like this. It sticks out farthest from the Earth's center. Number 29, highest in Oceania. highest in Oceania? Not Puncak Jaya. I think the Indonesian ones are considered Asia. Indonesia is part of Asia, right? So Puncak Jaya would be over there. The highest in Oceania. Oblate spheroid? That's interesting. Pretty Garf, is that what the shape of the planet is? Yeah, Mount Tambor is also in Indonesia. What's the highest mountain in Oceania? Not Pinatubo, that's the Philippines, which is Asia. Not Kosciuszko. This mountain's higher than Mount Kosciuszko. Part of Indonesia is in Oceania. But anyway, Veer has got it. It is Mount Wilhelm. Good job to Veer. The answer is Mount Wilhelm. I think it might be a cultural divide too, because Mount Wilhelm is in Papua New Guinea, yes. And Papua New Guinea is considered Oceania because it's culturally part of Oceania, right? It's not a very Asian culture, it's a very Pacific culture. But yes, the answer is Mount Wilhelm in Papua New Guinea. Okay, last one, number 30. Yes, only the island. Half of New Guinea is in Indonesia, which is in Asia. Slovenia's pride. Slovenia's pride. Exactly, DR, yeah. It's kind of like, Hawaii is part of North America, but it's also like in Oceania, one of those, It is in the Alps, Asinutria. Slovenia's pride. Asinutria got it. It is Triglav. Good job to Asinutria. The answer is Triglav. And yes, DR, it is on their flag. They are very proud of that mountain. It is very beautiful, though. So I understand. It is Triglav. All right, moving on. We are going to start off with geography questions. I am going to give you 50 geography questions. And they're also from that terrible book, which I can't find. It's not over here. But we're going to be done with the terrible book after this. So moving on to 50 geography questions, and then we'll do 50 history questions. Starting with an easy one. Number 1, what is the world's smallest ocean? From Schwarzer. Is James Brown? Okay. And DR has got it first. It is the Arctic. Good job to DR getting it first. The answer is the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean. Number 2, what city is built on top of Tenochtitlan? Southern is an ocean, yes. Officially, as of like 2017, 2018. And I'm going to give that to DR. It is Mexico City. Good job to DR. The answer is Mexico City is built on top of Tenochtitlan. Number 3, what was the capital of Kenya before Nairobi? What was the capital of Kenya before Nairobi? Des has got it. It is Mombasa. Good job to Des for getting it first. The answer is Mombasa. Mombasa. I was researching this. There were like a bunch of capitals of Kenya before Nairobi, but Mombasa was immediately before Nairobi. Number 4, the Bay of Biscay is part of which ocean? Give me the ocean. The Bay of Biscay is part of which ocean? And DR's got it first. It is the Atlantic. Good job to DR. The answer is the Atlantic, because like Asinutria says, it borders France. It's in the Atlantic. Number 5. Which U.S. state is home to the Graveyard of the Atlantic? Which U.S. state is home to the Graveyard of the Atlantic? And it looks like DR has got it first. It is North Carolina. Good job to DR. The answer is North Carolina. You can find a big ship graveyard there. Um, Interesting. Number 6. What was Latvia's currency before the euro? Yes, only outer banks. What was Latvia's currency before the euro? Kenzie does not know. Not a ruble, not a krona. All good guesses, but they had their own distinct currency. Well, not counting Russia. Not a lira, but you're close. Think of the name Latvian. 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 That's my clue. And Acid Nutria's got it. It is Lats. Good job too, Acid Nutria. It is the Lat was their currency before they implemented the euro. They used the Lat in Latvia. Now you'll never forget it. You'll know that forever. You'll always have that random knowledge now that in Latvia they used the Lat. Number 7. In which sea can you find the Spratly Islands? Kenzie, I'm made different in the U.S. A lot of Americans don't know geography except ones that do, so don't worry. Finland had the markup for the euro. And it looks like DR has got it first. It is the South China Sea. Good job to DR. The answer is the South China Sea. The South China Sea is where you can find the Spratly Islands. Number 8, an easy one. What is the capital of Poland? What is the capital of Poland? DR's got it. It is Warsaw. Good job to DR for getting it so fast. The answer is Warsaw. Warsaw. Number 9. Which Baltic country starts with E? And DR's got it first. It is Estonia. Good job to DR. DR's on a roll as usual. The answer is Estonia is the Baltic country that starts with E. Yes, Estonia. Number 10. On which river can you find the HMS Belfast? CTR said I was never going to move from California, and here I am. And Acid Nutria's got it first. It is the Thames. Good job, Acid Nutria. The HMS Belfast is anchored in London, so it is on the Thames. The Thames River. My sister's making coffee. I hate the taste of coffee, but I love the smell of it. Oh, it's so nice. Number 11. In which city can you find the Smithsonian Museum? In which city can you find the Smithsonian Museum? And DR's got it. It is Washington, D.C. Good job to DR. The answer is Washington, D.C. I want to go there, Vera. I don't want to work there. That'd be strenuous. And don't worry, Mandy J. Don't get all riled up. This is a relaxation stream. Don't let people mess around with you too much here. Number 12. What is the capital of Haiti? What is the capital of Haiti? Let me get a sip of my Red Bull. DR's got it first. It is Port-au-Prince. Good job. My goodness, look at all these Port-au-Princes popping up. I'm proud of you guys. But DR's got it first. It is Port-au-Prince. This is my weekly energy drink. I only drink one a week, I promise. Please do not drink too many energy drinks. And I'll probably only drink like half of it anyway. So be good to your bodies. Don't drink too many energy drinks. Number 13. Okay, I tried to see if there were any other answers to this question. So if you know of any, it's a European question. So let me know if there's any other answers because I only know of one, but I'm sure there's others. What tunnel connects France and Italy? Port-au-Prince and Truvir. What tunnel connects France and Italy? Asinutria jumped the gun again. And Acinutria's got it. It's the Mont Blanc Tunnel. Good job to Acinutria. The answer is Mont Blanc Tunnel. Like, I'm sure there's other tunnels, but the only one I know of is the Mont Blanc Tunnel. It's like the big famous one. So I assume there's others, but that's the big one, right? Anyway, number 14. Yeah, there was a terrible fire that happened there. That's true. Number 14. Which two countries are bordered by the 49th parallel? The 49th parallel. Which two countries are bordered? There's two answers here. Two answers. Please put both in one line of chat. I should have said the 49th parallel. Joshua has got it. It is Canada and the United States. Good job to Joshua. The answer is Canada and the United States. I knew you were all going to say North and South Korea. Isn't that the 47th? Ha ha ha, gotcha. That sounds interesting, Greer. I want to read the book. Number 15. What is the largest island in the Philippines? 38th parallel, thank you. There are no other tunnels, really, James? That's interesting. DR has got it first. It is Luzon. Good job to DR and everyone else for knowing all the answers. The answer is Luzon. It's the largest island in the Philippines. It is Luzon. Number 16. Which country's capital city is Kinshasa? Which country's capital city is Kinshasa? And DR's got it. It is the DRC. Good job. Ooh, those. To DR, it is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Kickrax is here. That's okay. You're in time for geography. The DRC is the answer. Number 17. The DR of the Congo, yes. DR is DR, not the DRC. DR got DRC. Number 17. What is the longest mountain range? And don't put the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Don't be silly. What is the longest mountain range? DR's got it. It is the Andes. Good job to DR and everyone else too for knowing the answer is the Andes is the world's longest mountain range above the ocean, right? Very good. Number 18. What sea borders Russia and Alaska? Yes, Joshua. I think every UK person puts that joke whenever I bring up the Andes. DR has got it first. It is the Bering Strait, the Bering Sea. Sorry, Bering Sea. Good job to DR. The answer is the Bering Sea. Bering Sea. Number 19. What country is associated with Waltzing Matilda? What country is associated with Waltzing Matilda? Yeah, the Barents is farther north. DR has got it first. It is Australia. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Australia. Waltzing Matilda is a song. It's super Australian. It's one of those where they use every obscure Australian word, weighted by the billabong, and so on and so forth. I don't think Waltzing Matilda is copywritten, is it? I guess I could sing it on here. But yeah, it's like the unofficial Australian national anthem, right? Yeah, Acinutria's got it. Number 20. What did Sir Richard Burton and John Speke discover? Technically, John Speke is the dude that discovered this. Sir Richard Burton was leading the expedition. What did Sir Richard Burton and John Speke discover? You're all pretty off. Victoria Falls is pretty close. That's okay, Nick. Go ahead and snooze. That's fine. There's more lore with Burton. Deer's got it. It is the source of the Nile. Good job, TTR. Like I said, John Speck was the dude on his expedition who actually found it. But it was on Sir Richard Burton's expedition. He was leading it. They found the source of the Nile. The source of the Nile. Let me turn this page. He probably did translate 1,000 Nights. Number 21. Lake Victoria is technically correct. No, because the Nile doesn't start in Lake Victoria. It starts a little further south to it, but it does flow into Lake Victoria. Number 21. Which country's capital city is Bridgetown? Which I think I asked this last or 2 weeks ago, I think. Acid Nutria's got it first. It is Barbados. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Barbados. Yep, that's where Rihanna's born. It's Bridgetown, Barbados. Veer, you're okay. Don't worry. Number 22. What currency is used in Israel? What is the currency that is used in Israel? And Acid Nutria's got it. It is the shekel. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the shekel. All right, James Brown has found some tunnels connecting France and Italy. Wow, amazing. From Nice to Genoa are 2 tunnels. Well, that's good to know. James, I knew there were other tunnels connecting France and Italy. I knew there had to be. It's not really a goofy name. It's a Hebrew name for a currency they used to use in Russia, like the Yiddish people would use the shekel. I think it's Hebrew for something or other. It's probably just Hebrew for like money. From 6,000 years ago. Oh, okay, then never mind. It was what they used back in the day. Moving on. Maybe I'm off. Yeah, I don't know. But I know it's some kind of ancient, like, Jewish cultural money that they've, like, remade into a modern currency. Number 23. What sea does Ukraine border? What sea does Ukraine border? And Acid Nutri's got it first. It is the Black Sea. Good job to everyone, even the typos. Azov is also acceptable. That's true. The Sea of Azov is part of the Black Sea, but also acceptable. But black came up first, and that's what I was looking for. So good job, Acid Nutria. It is the Black Sea. The Black Sea. Number 24. What is the capital of Hawaii? Veers here with the definition of shekel, ancient Mesopotamian coin. My goodness. Shekel was the first unit of weight. It was used in Tyre and Carthage and then Israel under the Maccabees. That's fascinating. I was way off. I thought it was an old Yiddish word. It's an old Hebrew word. And it looks like Acid Nutria's got it. It is Honolulu. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Honolulu. 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 Fire Bro says Kalispera from Greece. Hello, hello. Number 25. Which bay does the Ganges River empty into? DR just barters. DR doesn't use currency. Wow. Veer's got the Akkadian word from shekel. It's amazing. Acid Nutria's got it first. It is the Bay of Bengal. Good job to Acid Nutria for getting it first. The answer is the Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal. Veer's going down a rabbit hole about ancient shekels. It is interesting, isn't it? Number 26. What bridge is nicknamed the coat hanger? What bridge is nicknamed the coat hanger? And Acid Nutria is on a roll. It is the Sydney Harbor Bridge. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the Sydney Harbor Bridge. The Sydney Harbor Bridge is called the coat hanger. Number 27. Speaking of Greece, what sea separates Greece from Asia Minor? Aussies do like nicknames, that's true. I'll give that to Acid Nutria. It is the Aegean Sea. Good job to Acid Nutria for getting it first. The answer is the Aegean Sea. DR spelled it correctly if you want to know. It's the Aegean Sea. Yeah, Vera, I agree. Early currencies are interesting. The Aegean Sea and the Mediterranean. Number 28. What country was once known as Persia? What country was once known as Persia? And Acid Nutri's got it. It is Iran. Hey, Bodacious. Good to see you. Yes, Acid Nutri's got it. It is Iran. Iran. Number 29. In which city can you find the Taj Mahal? In which city can you find the Taj Mahal? Acid Nutri's on a roll. It is Agra. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Agra. Agra in India. Number 30. I like this question. This one was in the book. It was wrong because there are two answers, okay? So it said there's one. There are two. So it'll be two countries. I need you to put both in one line of chat so I'm not looking at a flood of different answers and not being able to keep track of who said what and when. So please put both in one line of chat. Which two countries start with A but don't end with A? Which two countries start with A but don't end with A? Which two countries start with A but don't end with A? And DR's got it. It is Afghanistan and Azerbaijan. Good job to DR. And let's see who else got it. Joshua, Acid Nutria. Mandy got half. Joshua got half. But yes, it is Afghanistan and Azerbaijan. Good job, you guys. And good job, DR, for getting it first. Afghanistan and Azerbaijan. Number 31. Yeah, Abu Dhabi is a capital city. It's not a country. I mean, it was an emirate once upon a time, and now it's a united emirate. Number 31. Which country's capital is Dhaka? Which country's capital? Atlantis. DR's got it first. It is Bangladesh. Good job to DR. The answer is Bangladesh. Bangladesh, not Senegal. Senegal is Dakar, as in you're driving Dakar. Bangladesh is Dhaka. Dhaka, yeah. There's Dakar and Dhaka. So don't be sorry. Now you know. Now you know. People get them confused all the time. They're pronounced completely differently, but in English they look like they're spelled the same, right? We don't pronounce R's in proper English. That's true, Joshua. So, Acid Nutri, sorry for disappointing Fear. Yes, think of Dakar, as in you're driving Dakar to Senegal, and Baku in Azerbaijan. Dhaka is in Bangladesh. Hey, Gust is here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, in British. Yeah, in California we have a hard time saying R's too, but when they're at the end of words, we can actually say them sometimes. Sorry for the pupper outside losing its little mind. But yes, moving on. Number 32. Okay, this is another one that I think there's only one answer, but there might be more than one. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Which African capital, speaking of African capitals, which African capital city is named after a French explorer? And DR's got it. It is Brazzaville. Good job to DR. The answer is Brazzaville, as in Pierre de Brazza. But yeah, if anyone actually knows if any other capitals are named after French people, let me know, because I think Brazzaville's I went through all the names. I'm like, I think Brazzaville's the only one named after a French person. So Brazzaville it is. Good job, DR. Lomé? See, I don't think so. I don't know. There was Stanleyville and Leopoldville in the DRC, but they renamed them because they definitely don't want to live in Leopoldville. I don't think anyone wants to live in Leopoldville. Who's the prince in Port-au-Prince? I knew this once upon a time, and I've forgotten. It was probably some French prince. The French Prince of Bel-Air is who it was. Yeah, Leopoldville was not French. That is true. That is true. Leopoldville was Belgian. Anyway, can you all hear this little dog losing its mind outside? I wonder what he's barking at. The artist formerly known as Port-au-Prince. Number 33. What is the third most populous country in the world? Haiti did have an emperor. I mean, technically. Acid Nutria's got it first. It is the United States. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the USA is the third most populous country in the world. I'm still keeping my eye on China and India. Believe me, there will be a huge ASMR Geographica news update once India surpasses China. It's literally going to happen any day now. All the predictions are mid-2023, and that's where we are. So any day, I think it's my goodness, the dogs are participating in the trivia. They did not surpass them yet, Goost. They have about 20,000 people to go. So it's literally going to happen probably in July, I assume. Yeah, it'll be an exciting day. It'll be headline news on ASMR Geographica. It was in the Belgian news a month or so. I just checked a few days ago, and they're almost there. It's gonna happen though. So a worldwide day off. I don't think so, Dan. I don't think people are that excited about geography stats as we are. We are all nerds here. Number 34. What capital city is known as the City of 100 Spires? Do you hear these dogs just absolutely? There's a tree outside. I can't see the dogs losing their minds outside. It is not an Islamic city. I'll give you that. The spires are not minarets. I'm a Star Wars nerd too, Kick Rocks. I love Star Wars. Des has got it. It is Prague. Good job to Des. The answer is Prague is the city of 100 spires. Yeah, they're not minarets. They're church spires. Good job to Des. The answer is Prague. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of all time ever, and I love movies. Empire Strikes Back is number 1 for me. That's so cool, James. I'm glad that my video made you go and look up some cool history of Iraq, because ancient Iraqi history pre-Mongol invasion is so crazy fascinating. It is so cool. I'm so glad. India is passing China here to be, India is going to pass up China to be the most populous country in the world any day now. It's going to happen any day. They're going to announce it. Number 35. What is the westernmost capital in mainland Europe? I don't mean before Islam, I mean before the Mongol invasion. The Islamic history of Baghdad and Mesopotamia is just as interesting, I think, as Mesopotamian history. Acid Nutria got it first. It is Lisbon. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Lisbon is the westernmost capital in mainland Europe. Fear says it says India. I don't know. I'm waiting for official news sites to start saying it. Yeah, Baghdad House of Wisdom is very important. That's true. Lisbon is lovely, Joshua. I haven't been there, but I believe you. It seems like a beautiful city. And thanks for all the hearts popping up, you guys. I love it. Number 36. In which country can you find Cape Horn? In which country can you find Cape Horn? Cape Horn. And DR's got it. It is Chile. Did I say continent? I said country, right? There's lots of South America's coming up. Or maybe you're saying South Africa. Oh, I see. You're saying South Africa. Now, the Cape Horn is in Chile. Chile. It's the bottommost point, the lowest point in South America. Yeah, Cape of Good Hope is the South Africa one. I get it now. Cape Horn is in Chile. Number 37. What is the saltiest sea? What is the saltiest sea? Which sea has the most salt in it? And Acid Nutria's got it first. It is the Dead Sea. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the Dead Sea. The saltiest sea is the Dead Sea, not the Salton Sea either, DR. It is the Dead Sea. Number 38. What island prison was located off the coast of French Guiana? Don't say Alcatraz. Don't. DR said Alcatraz. DR jumped the gun. It's not Alcatraz. And then they corrected it to Devil's Island. Good job to DR. The answer is Devil's Island was a French prison located off the coast of French Guiana. Good job, DR. And not Rikers, that's in New York. Number 39. Which country was once known as Ceylon? Which country was once known as Ceylon? Yeah, the Dreyfus Affair. That's true, DR. That's very famous for the Dreyfus Affair. Acid Nutria's got it first. It is Sri Lanka. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Sri Lanka was once known as Ceylon. Number 40. Number 40. That's where, Dreyfus was set. It's a whole thing. There is an article in my history magazine about the Dreyfus Affair, the Jacques and everything. But we're going to talk about that later because we're talking about geography. We'll talk about history in a minute. Number 40. He was a Jewish soldier. Yeah, we'll talk about it in history. In which U.S. state can you find the Kennedy Space Center? In which U.S. state can you find the Kennedy Space Center? And DR has got it. It is Florida. Good job to DR. The answer is Florida. Florida. I'll also accept Lorda because you got to get the F out of Florida. If you're in Florida. Anyway. Judith is in Spain and does not know. Well, now you know that the Kennedy Space Center is in Florida. Yeah, a lot of people, I have never been there, but everyone I know who has visited, especially if they visited as a child, like DR has said, it's like the coolest place on the planet. I assume so. It sounds amazing. Number 41. By which lake did Henry Stanley find Dr. Livingstone? I presume. By which lake did Henry Stanley find Dr. Livingstone? It was not Victoria, and it was not Nyassa. Think of like another big lake. How interesting. James Brown says that the German Public Health Service would prescribe psoriasis therapy by just going in the Dead Sea, and they would pay for it. That's amazing. I want to be German and have psoriasis before 1989. That would be so fun. Not Malawi. You guys know all your African Great Lakes. There's just like one or two you haven't named. And James is here with the cool facts. The question is, by which lake did Henry Stanley find Dr. Livingstone? It's not Lake Chad. Not Lake Kivu. I hope that, oh, never mind. Acid Nutria's got it. It's Lake Tanganyika. Good job to Acid Nutria for getting it first. The answer is Lake Tanganyika. Tanganyika, which is what the Tan of Tanzania is named after, Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika. Number 42. Which U.S. state capital is known as the Mile High City? So, another famous major city nickname. Tanganyika is the name of mainland Tanzania. Yep, Joshua. The tan in Tanzania is named after Tanganyika. Acid Nutria's got it first. It is Denver. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Denver is the Mile High City. Denver, Colorado. Speaking of U.S. state capitals, number 43. Which U.S. state capital was established by the Mormons? Which U.S. state capital is established by the Mormons? I haven't heard about any crickets here. It's okay. I'm okay. Acid Nutria's got it. It is Salt Lake City. Good job to Acid Nutria for getting it first. The answer is Salt Lake City. I don't know what a Mormon cricket is, and you guys are scaring me now. I mean, I have seen some like crickety guys lately, but like 3 of them, and they just seemed like really big crickets, so I don't know. Again, I'm new to Nevada. I don't really know a lot about Nevada yet. But yes. Anyway, moving on. Number 44. In which British county, give me the county, which British county can you find Sherwood Forest? And, oh, geez, Acid Nutria got it. It's Nottinghamshire. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Nottinghamshire, because Sherwood Forest is where you would find Robin Hood. Acid Nutria just threw out a guess and landed it. Good job, Acid Nutria. It is Nottinghamshire. Number 45. What mountain range can you find in Australia and Scotland? Yes, animated Robin Hood is very, very good. Yeah, the fox did a lot to us in our childhoods. Not the Alps. The McGregors. What mountain range can you find in Australia and Scotland? The Scottish Highlands are definitely in Scotland. And Maid Marian, yeah. That cartoon did a lot of us did a lot to us psychologically. Not the Cairngorms. And Acid Nutria's got it. It's the Grampians. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the Grampians. The Grampians are in Australia and Scotland. Just like how you can find the Alps in Europe and New Zealand. And there's like a couple Alps, actually. Anyway, like Champion, but Granddad's is the Grampians. When your grandpa competes in sports, he's a Grampian. Number 46. In which Irish county can you find the Blarney Stone? Yes, Dr. Pickle, there are. I didn't know there were ones in Australia before this quiz. They're all just going to list, and it looks like Dan got it first. It is Cork. Good job to Dan. The answer is County Cork. County Cork. I had a feeling you guys were just going to list all the counties until one of them was the right answer. Limerick is a form of prose. Yes, there is a type of poem called a limerick. Dr. Pickle's been to the top of the Australian Grampians. That's amazing. Congrats to you, Dr. Pickle. That sounds really fun. Mountains in Australia are beautiful. Number 47. We're almost done with geography. Which country uses the pula as its currency? Which country uses the pula as its currency? The pula. Not the Philippines, it's Botswana. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is Botswana. Pula means rain in, I guess, Setswana, I assume. So the word pula is like huge in Setswana history. I would love to go to Botswana. That's like top 10 countries I have to visit is Botswana. Yeah, they make it rain, Joshua. That's true. Pula means to lack something in Finnish. Yes, the Okavango Delta for sure is a must see in my life. Number 48. What is the longest river system in Canada? Yeah, Botswana is doing really well for itself. Botswana is a pretty neat country. What is the longest river system in Canada? Acid Nutria's got it. It is the Mackenzie. Good job to Acid Nutria. It is the Mackenzie River. Good job. The Mackenzie River. Mackenzie River. Number 49. Johannes Rebmann and Ludwig Krapf were the first Europeans to see which mountain, and it's not K2. I said that in earlier. It's not K2, I promise you. Johannes Rebmann and Ludwig Krapf were the first Europeans to see which mountain? Ooh, it's not Antarctica, but that's a really good guess. Because I know the Germans were sailing down there for a minute and discovering Antarctica things, but it's not in Antarctica. Not Mount Fuji. Fiji. No, not Mount Fuji. Not Table Mountain, but you're kind of on the right track there, Ghost. James has got it. It is Kilimanjaro. Good job to James Brown. The answer is Mount Kilimanjaro. They were the first Europeans to see Mount Kilimanjaro. Good job, James. And number 50, last one in geography. And this one has two answers. It is two countries. So, as usual, please put both in the lines of chat. It is Table Mountain in English. Yes. Two countries in one line of chat. Which two countries share Lake Ohrid? Which two countries share Lake Ohrid? It's a big lake and it sits on the border of two countries. What two countries are they? Lake Ohrid. Lake Ohrid. And Joshua's got it. It is Albania and North Macedonia. Good job, Joshua. The answer is North Macedonia and Albania. Very, very good. All right, we are moving on to history. You know, Acid Nutria, it's very niche, except for the people that live there. Like, Joshua's been to Lake Ohrid. I've heard that it's, like, so gorgeous. Like, it's, like, such a beautiful place. And Albania has managed to get its section into UNESCO World Heritage in, like, the last couple of years because only the Macedonian side was, because Albania is Albania. But, yeah, so now the whole lake is protected by UNESCO, which is wonderful. All right, moving on to history. We have 50 questions about history. Number 1. Who was Elizabeth I's mother? National parks of those bunkers? Well, there's a lot of bunkers. That's a new That would be a lot of parks. Not Mary, not Catherine. I mean, Henry VIII had 7 wives, but only like 3 names between them, right? Joshua got it. It is Anne Boleyn. Good job to Joshua. The answer is Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn was her mother. Number 2, who was the first female prime minister of the UK? Who was the first female prime minister of the UK? And Acid Nutria's got it. It is Margaret Thatcher. Good job to Acid Nutria for getting it first. Everyone else just put Thatcher. And Acid Nutria put the whole name and still got it first. It is Margaret Thatcher. Yes, Joshua the Milk Snatcher. But yeah, number 3. We're moving on, so we're not going to drag Margaret Thatcher. All the ding-dongs. Anyway, number 3. Which city hosted the 2016 Olympics? Which city hosted the 2016 Olympics? Acid Nutria's got it. It is Rio. Good job to Acid Nutria. Doesn't that seem like it was so long ago? The Rio Olympics? It's only 2016. Can you believe that? The answer is Rio de Janeiro. Yes, London was in 2012. Remember Zika virus? I mean, it's still around. Acid Nutria. Number 4. What was the name of Charles Darwin's ship? Her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand. DR's got it first. It is the Beagle. Good job to DR. The answer is the HMS Beagle. The HMS Beagle. Number 5. Which pharaoh built the Great Pyramid? Yes, he went to the Galapagos mud. Yes, good old Darwin. I'll give that to DR. It is Khufu. Good job to DR. It is Pharaoh Khufu built the Great Pyramid for himself. Good job. It was Pharaoh Khufu back in the Old Kingdom. Number 6. Which country did Francisco Franco rule over? Which is how we say his name in American English. Yeah. Assassin's Creed apparently is like a big teacher to my audience. DR's got it first. It is Spain. Good job to DR. The answer is Spain. Spain. He was the dictator of Spain. Number 7. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Pizarro? No. That's a fine mix-up. DR's got it. It is Jane Austen. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Jane Austen wrote Pride and Prejudice. Very good book. I think it's really good. Number 8. Who was Rome's first emperor? Yeah, my rule of thumb is like if you read the first chapter of Pride and Prejudice and you aren't laughing out loud, it's not the book for you. Otherwise, yeah. It looks like Manatee has got this first. It is Augustus Caesar. Good job, Manatee, for getting it first. The answer is Augustus Caesar. Very, very good. Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar. Kila Barrett is going to Spain next week on holiday. Lucky you. That sounds amazing. I don't think Romulus was even a king. I think he was just the founder. And yeah, like Joshua says, may not have even been real. He's the mythical founder of Rome. My new history magazine is an article about the kings of Rome. It's really interesting, but I don't think you're going to hear it this month. I lost my place. There I am. Number 9. Who controlled the Soviet Union during World War II? Who discovered? I'm reading Kick Rocks. They discovered Romulus in a letter. How interesting. DR's got it first. It is Stalin. Good job to DR. The answer is Joseph Stalin. It was Joseph Stalin. Number 10. What was the name of the Buddha before enlightenment? What was the name of the Buddha before enlightenment? I want some like water, not some energy drink. DR's got it first. It is Siddhartha Gautama. Good job to DR. The answer is Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha Gautama. Number 11. My goodness. Oh, I'm glad, Judith. I'm reading all these crazy chats about history. That's fine. I'm going to continue trivia, though. That was Stalin's name before the name changed. That's why I was really thrown off. Okay. Number 11. What book, you guys are going to love this, what you're talking about. What book did Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels write? Haha, they are very funny. And Acid Nutria's got it. It is the Communist Manifesto. Good job to Acid Nutria. The answer is the Communist Manifesto. The Communist Manifesto. Number 12. This one's for my fellow Americans. What does the American holiday Juneteenth commemorate? What does the holiday Juneteenth commemorate? It was just on Monday. And Asinutris got it. Freedom of slaves, I'll accept that. Abolition of slavery, so on and so forth. Emancipation, says Joshua and Cater. Yes, the day they learned they were free, said Manatee. Exactly. It was very specific to Texas. It's now a federal holiday in the United States, so every state gets to celebrate Juneteenth. Anyway, it's a brand new holiday in America for anyone who didn't know. Outside of the States, it's now an official holiday in America. Number 13. Who invented the printing press? Who invented the printing press? Look at the sun rays coming in. That's really pretty. And DR's got it. It is Johannes Gutenberg. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Johannes Gutenberg. Johannes Gutenberg. Johannes Gutenberg. Kind of a tingly name. Johannes Gutenberg. 14. Who did Gavrilo Princip assassinate? I think he was a monk. Yeah, Gutenberg didn't really, he invented the thing that became our modern printing press. DR's got it first. It was Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand. And caused 2 world wars. Joshua's been to the bridge. Wow, amazing. Fear says they're related to Gavrilo Princip. That's pretty wild. Number 15. Goodness. Anyway. It just looks like a bridge, this Joshua. Anyway. What is Valentina Tereshkova's claim to fame? What is Valentina Tereshkova's claim to fame? Acid Nutria's got it. She was the first woman in space. Good job to Acid Nutria. She was the first woman in space. First woman in space. Number 16. Who was the only U.S. president to serve more than 2 terms? And DR's got it. It is FDR. Good job to DR. The answer is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And yes, remember that this is one of the times you can't just say the last name because there were 2 Roosevelt presidents. So you always have to be specific with names like that. You have to say FDR or Teddy Roosevelt. You can't just say Roosevelt. Still don't know. We have term limits, Joshua. It's just that it was World War II, so we just didn't bother really with an election, like a full-blown election, because we were in the middle of a devastating war. But otherwise, there are 2 terms for president maximum. You guys keep putting really interesting stuff in the chat, and I want to read it. But yeah. I'm trying to get through the trivia. Number 17. What war was fought between Athens and Sparta? What war was fought between Athens and Sparta? And DR's got it. It is the Peloponnesian War. Good job to DR and everyone else. The answer is the Peloponnesian War. The Peloponnesian War. And Sassanutri is playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now. Perfect. Number 18. What is Operation Overlord more commonly known as? What is Operation Overlord more commonly known as? And DR's got it. It is D-Day. Good job to DR. The answer is D-Day. The D-Day invasion was known originally as Operation Overlord, but now it's known as D-Day. Number 19. Which culture built the city of Tikal? What culture built the city of Tikal? And DR's got it. It is the Maya. Good job to DR. The answer is Maya. The Mayans. I need to sit up for a second. My goodness. Okay. Number 20. Who won the Battle of Hastings? And I'm looking for the specific person who was on the winning side, who led the winning side. DR's got it. It is William the First or William the Conqueror. Good job to DR. The answer is William the First or William the Conqueror. Number 21. Who was the last Tsar of Russia? Who was the last Tsar of Russia? And DR's got it. It's Nicholas II. Good job to DR. The answer is Nicholas II. Nicholas II. Good job, you guys. You guys are all like doing really good on history. I'm proud of all of you. Number 22. Which civilization created cuneiform? Which civilization created cuneiform? And DR's got it. It is Sumer. Good job to DR. The answer is Sumer. Sumer. Just before the Babylonians. Babylon was part of Sumer, and then Babylon became its own empire and all that stuff. But they all used cuneiform. Sumer was the one that came up with it. Number 23. What treaty ended World War I? What treaty ended World War I? Yes, Kick Rocks. There's actually an article in my new history magazine about Sumer. And yeah, the last time cuneiform was used was in the year 75. Like, isn't that crazy? Veer has got it first. It is the Treaty of Versailles. Good job to Veer for getting it first. The answer is the Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles. Number 24. Which Chinese dynasty began the construction of the Great Wall? Which Chinese dynasty began the construction of the Great Wall? And Gust has got this one. It is the Qin. Good job to Gust for getting it first. The answer is the Qin. The Qin dynasty. Qin dynasty. We're on number 25. We're halfway through the last quiz of the night. So just a quick reminder that if you have not given this video a thumbs up yet, please do so. It greatly helps out my channel, and it helps spread this video around YouTube while it is live. So please do that if you've not done so already, so we can get more people here in the end. Yeah, the Ming built the wall that like we think of when you think of the Great Wall today. That was built by the Ming, but it was started by the Qin. Number 25. Who was the first U.S. president to be impeached? Who was the first U.S. president to be impeached? Impeached. They try to throw him out of office. And did I write this wrong? No. It's not Johnson. It wasn't Nixon either. Nixon actually never got impeached because he resigned before they could impeach him. It is Andrew Johnson. I wrote Andrew Jackson. Is it not Andrew Jackson? I'm going to double check that. He was impeached but not removed. Yeah, no president has ever been removed through impeachment ever in U.S. history. But, I mean, if you say it's Johnson, I wrote down Jackson. I could have sworn it was Andrew Jackson. But I don't know. You guys are probably right. Skipping that one then. I trust you guys. Was the first president to get impeached, Judith. It means that they tried to kick him out it was Johnson, okay. They tried to kick him out of being president because of whatever bad thing they were accused of doing. If the Congress agrees to it, that president has officially been impeached, is the word. And then if it passes the Senate, then they're officially kicked out. But no one's ever gotten that far before, even though Trump was impeached twice. I almost put that next, like, who was the only president to be impeached twice? So Johnson. I wrote down, I always thought it was Andrew Jackson, but I'll have to read more about that in history. I'll have to go read about that later. You're welcome, Judith. Yeah, I know. English is weird. So anytime people here who don't speak English as a first language don't understand something, speak up and I will tell you all about it. Okay. DR, I'll read about it later. I don't want to get stuck on this. I want to get through. Number 26. Which civilization built Petra? Which civilization built Petra? Petra. Which civilization built Petra? Not the Akkadians, not the Babylonians. Miriam's got it. It is the Nabateans. Good job, Miriam. The answer is the Nabateans. The Nabateans built Petra. The Nabateans. Number 27. Which country joined World War II on December 8th, 1941? Which country joined World War II on December 8th, 1941? And Veer's got it first. It is the United States. Good job to Veer. The answer is the United States. The United States did. Number 28. We are allowed to post facts. That's true, DR, but I want to read all the facts, but I don't want to get stuck on obscure political American history tonight. I will read about it later. Number 28. Which European explorer traversed the Isthmus of Panama? Which European explorer traversed the Isthmus of Panama? And DR's got it. It is Balboa. Good job to DR. The answer is Balboa, the first European to walk from one end of the isthmus to the other. Number 29. Who was the longest serving UK Prime Minister? No, not Rocky Balboa. Although he would have done that probably. He would have ran across and then gone like this once he got to the Pacific. Not Winston Churchill. Wait, am I reading the wrong one? No, okay. I Googled this to make sure. Definitely not Liz. My goodness. Isn't Liz like the shortest? I thought you guys would get this right away because you all know about half of you are over in Europe. No. Who is the longest serving UK Prime Minister? Who is the longest serving UK Prime Minister? The cabbage did last longer than Liz. That's true. It's not Tony Blair. Not Thatcher. Pitt the Younger. I don't know who that is. Veer's got it. It is Robert Walpole. Good job to Veer. The answer is Robert Walpole. Robert Walpole. Not a very tingly name. Walpole just is in the back of your throat. I can't make that tingly. Number 30. Which empire was ruled by Cyrus the Great? Which empire was ruled by Cyrus the Great? Cyrus the Great. And DR's got it. It is the Persian Empire, or Achaemenid to be specific. Achaemenid was a Persian empire, so I'll accept Persian Empire. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is the Persian Empire. Persian Empire. Number 31. Who wrote The Art of War? Who wrote The Art of War? And DR's got it. It is Sun Tzu. Good job to TR for getting it first. Goodness, look at all these Sun Tzus popping up. Good job, you guys. The answer is Sun Tzu. Proud of all of you for knowing that. Good history facts to have in your back pocket, right? Number 32. Who was the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity? Who was the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity? And DR's got it. It is Emperor Constantine. Good job to DR. The answer is Emperor Constantine. Constantine. When I was doing my video on, was it Ellenbar? Yeah, it had to have been Ellenbar. That came out on Monday. I read about his nephew, Constantine's nephew, who denounced Christianity and tried to switch it back, like try to change, like make Christianity unofficial again, but then he died in battle, so it never happened. Like, wow, history would have changed dramatically if that had happened, huh? But he decided to. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Veer. The one I put up today, I'm proud of, like, the 3 countries I'm visiting today. I'm really happy how those videos came out, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying it too. Let's see, number 33. What Russian monk contributed to the downfall of the Russian monarchy? What Russian monk? There we go. DR's already got it. It is Rasputin. Good job to DR. The answer is Rasputin, which you're all allowed to start singing the song in the chat. Get it out of your system if it's in there. I know I feel it in mine, but I can't sing copyrighted songs. There goes Dan. Like, get it out of your system if you need to do it so that we can move on. Russia's greatest love machine, yes. My earliest memory ever in my life is there's this place in San Francisco called Rasputin Records. It's still there. I don't know what I'm saying was Rasputin Records, a record store. And their logo was like a picture of Rasputin, but they colored his eyes red. And like my earliest memory is like me and my dad going to Rasputin Records, and I was just allowed to like wander the store because it was the 80s. And I just remember seeing that logo and being really scared of it. That's like by far my earliest memory, is being really creeped out by this picture of Rasputin. Veer's gonna sing the whole song. I love it. Anyway, side story, that's my earliest memory. It's being in Rasputin Records. Number 34. What was the capital of the Incan Empire? And DR's got it. It is Cusco. Good job to DR. The answer is Cusco. Cusco. Now listen, DR, don't get upset. I like history facts being posted in my chat. I want to get on with the trivia. So if you post history facts, I'm going to stop and read it and then want to know more. So it's okay to post history facts, but I want to keep the trivia going. And I told people to spam the Rasputin song, so that's your difference. No offense, DR. I love seeing the history trivia. So it's just I'm going to get all caught up and be like, oh, I want to know more about that when I have a job to do. Moving on. Number 35. I love the Emperor's New Groove in the chat happening right now. Number 35. Who led the Haitian Revolution? Well, there were a lot of leaders in the Haitian Revolution, but who was the leader? Like, who was number one? DR's got it. It is Toussaint Louverture. Good job to DR. The answer is Toussaint Louverture. Definitely not Jean-Luc Picard. What year? 1790s, right? Because they became independent in 1801. Yes, 1791, exactly. The 1790s was the Haitian Revolution, because they were inspired by the American Revolution. Yeah, Captain Picard is my favorite Star Trek character of all time. He's my hero. Number 36. What is... Oh, okay. I want to see something. This is an experiment. Spock is probably number two. What is the National Socialist German Workers' Party more commonly known as? What is the National Socialist German Workers' Party more commonly known as? Or I should say was. It does not exist anymore. I want to see something. This is an experiment. I think yep, that's what I thought. So YouTube is blocking the answer. I assume DR put the right answer saying, am I not correct? It was the Nazi Party, but it looks like YouTube has blocked all the answers. There we go. There's Nix. Yes, it was. That's what the Nazis were known as. So I wrote this being like, I wonder if YouTube's going to block it if people, yeah, Veer put it too. Mandy J put it too. Yeah, YouTube blocked the answer. That was just a test. But yeah, I wanted to see what YouTube would do. But yes. Anyway, now we know to not put that as an answer, because that and Niger, if I put any facts that the answer is about the country of Niger, YouTube will block that too. But yes, exactly. You guys all knew. Moving on. Number 37. Well, of course you see it, but it's blocking it on my end because I have like an offensive filter on, I can't unfilter it. Number 37. Who wrote Hamlet? Who wrote Hamlet? I see you, DR. And DR's got it first. It is Shakespeare. Good job to DR for getting it first. Everyone knows that. It is Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Anyway. That's true, Beer. Like, how do you talk about those parts of history if they're censored? I know that if I say it too many times, the stream's going to get demonetized. So I have to be careful. Anyway, number 38. Gaddafi theorized that Shakespeare was a Muslim named Sheikh Zubair. That sounds like something Gaddafi would have said. For sure. Number 38. Who was the second man on the moon? Who was the second man on the moon? We all know the first was Neil Armstrong. Who was number 2? And DR's got it. It is Buzz Aldrin. Good job to DR. The answer is Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, exactly. Just anyway. Yes, Buzz Aldrin, not Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Aldrin. Number 39. Who invented the telephone? Who invented the telephone? Goost got that one. It is Alexander Graham Bell. Good job to Goost for getting it first. The answer is Alexander Graham Bell. Number 40. Who painted The Last Supper? Must play. It could have been Marconi, but he invented the Marconi device, and then Bell elaborated on it to make what we have as the telephone. And he very likely could have stolen it from someone. It looks like Dr. Pickle got it first. It was Leonardo da Vinci. Good job to Dr. Pickle. The answer is Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, who definitely didn't steal that from someone. That was definitely an original. All right. We have 10 questions left in this. 10 questions left, and then I'm going to call it a night. I know Dr. Pickle finally got one. Good job. Number 40. What was the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate? I wrote this before filming my videos for this week, so I had this on the mind. This one I came up with. DR's got it. It is Baghdad. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Baghdad. It was the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate. Alexandria and Egypt was the Fatimids, right, Joshua? No, Veer. The Abbasids had Baghdad. Like, other caliphates had different capitals. but like the Umayyads was Damascus, right? Good night, Goose. Thanks so much for playing along. But yeah, the Abbasids were in Baghdad. Number 41. Okay, DR says that the Umayyad started in Damascus and changed a bunch. I believe that. It was even Merv one time. That's interesting. Gareth, yeah, I only have a few questions left. I might hang on until the end of the hour just for chats, but Gareth, I'm trying to shorten these because I don't know, when I make them too long, a bunch of people wind up leaving because they have to go to sleep because you're all in Europe. So I'm trying to make them a little shorter, but now I guess I'm making them too short. So we'll find a happy medium eventually. But moving on. Number 41. What country did Libya gain independence from? What country did Libya gain independence from? And DR's got it first. It is Italy. Good job to DR. The answer is Italy. Libya gained independence from Italy. Yeah, it's all late for you Europeans, and I don't want to keep you up too late. I'm supposed to be making you sleepy. Yeah, exactly. Tripoli. Don't make it too short. Who cares about Europeans as must play, even though they're Norwegian? I care about Europeans. I care about you all getting enough sleep at night. 3 cities, yes, Joshua. But yeah, it used to be a Roman province, and then it wasn't for the longest time. Then Italy tried to claim it back, and didn't work out too well for them. Number 42. Which mountain buried Pompeii? Fears on holiday. That's true. You guys are all on vacation schedules, as we would say in America. We say vacation, not holiday. DR has got it first. It is Mount Vesuvius. Good job to DR. The answer is Mount Vesuvius. 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 Number 43. Who was Pharaoh Akhenaten's queen? Oh, and speaking of which, happy summer solstice to everyone in the northern hemisphere. Happy winter solstice to everyone in the southern hemisphere. DR has got it first. It is Nefertiti. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Queen Nefertiti was Akhenaten's queen. Yeah, exactly. Well, Gareth, it's not that I just care about Europeans. I care about my entire audience, no matter where they're from. I think all of you guys are the coolest people in the world. Yep, it's the longest day. That's why I didn't bother turning on any lights in here. This is all sunlight. None of this is artificial. This is all sunlight coming in. Number 44. Who is the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize? I agree, Joshua. I can't wait for winter either. I don't like it when it's too bright. Greta Thunberg never won the Peace Prize. It was Malala Yousafzai. Congrats to Manatee. Yes, happy Litha to Gator. Manatee got it first. It's Malala Yousafzai. Good job, Manatee. The answer is Malala Yousafzai. I imagine Greta Thunberg will win some kind of grand Peace Prize kind of thing eventually, but not yet. Number 45. Who is the first cloned sheep named after? I think we all know. Well, if you know your history, you know about the first cloned sheep. Who is she named after? Her name is Dolly. DR's got it. It's Dolly Parton. Good job to DR. The answer is Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. Yeah, 30 degrees in Finland is very hot for over there. Poor Vera must be melting. But yes, she's named after Dolly Parton because they took the cell to clone the sheep from a sheep's breast cell. So they named her after Dolly Parton. Because if you know Dolly Parton, you know why they would name her that. I love Dolly. I'm obsessed with Dolly Parton, you guys. She's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. She's so amazing. Number 46. What South African prison island once interred Nelson Mandela? Yeah, like from what I know, Europeans love Dolly Parton. She makes kind of like Euro pop, like Euro country pop, right? DR's got it first. It is Robben Island. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Robben Island. Robben Island. Dolly Parton just dropped an album like a few weeks ago. You guys should check it out. Robben Island is the answer. Number 47. Who was killed on the Ides of March? 27 years. Can you? I can't imagine spending that long in prison. DR's got it first. It is Julius Caesar. Good job to DR. The answer is Julius Caesar. American country music's popular in Australia. Yeah, you guys have like Keith Urban and stuff. So yeah. That's true. Dolly Parton did a wonderful film about ethnic minorities in the country. She's just an amazing person. Stabbed 23 times. Yes. We should just stab Caesar. We should just kill Caesar. Number 48. Joshua. Who was the last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty? Who was the last ruler of the Ptolemaic dynasty? And DR's got it. It is Cleopatra VII. Good job to DR. The answer is Cleopatra, Queen Cleopatra. I don't think most people know that there were 6 other Queen Cleopatras, but there's just like the Cleopatra, you know. Did I take on the Netflix thing? I don't know what that is. I know there's a fun trivia game on Netflix that I've played a bunch of times, if that's what you mean. I don't know. Did I have it take? I don't know, Joshua. Number 49. We're almost done. Number 49. What disaster occurred in what is now Ukraine in 1986? And DR's got it first. It is Chernobyl. Good job to DR for getting it first. The answer is Chernobyl. Chernobyl. Okay, I have one question left. So I'm going to hang out for like another 10 minutes after the trivia just to chit chat. I have to make dinner tonight. I'm making, well, not Holodomor. That was the 1930s. Yeah, good thing you waited for the 1986, Brendan. Yeah, that was in the 1920s, 1930s. But anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. Before you go, please give this video a little thumbs up. It would really help me out. If you're new here, please subscribe, just like Judith was saying. I make this kind of content. I put out a video every weekday, and we do this trivia once a week, same time, same place that I'm here right now. And yeah, I have a great video about Kuwait City today and the island of Failaka. I might have put in a little fun thing to help you remember Failaka forever, which was something that I like to do when I teach. When I want my students to remember something, I make it funny and silly, and then my students always remembered it. So I kind of did that with Failaka Island. So if you want to know how you can remember that there is a beautiful island outside Kuwait City called Failaka Island, you should check out my video, and you will always remember Failaka Island. My goodness. You guys are making fun. Go ahead and roast Stalin. That's fine. Anyway, last history question, and then I'm going to hang out for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go make dinner for me and my sister tonight. We're having turkey burgers tonight. Number 50. Which Mughal emperor built the Taj Mahal? Which Mughal emperor built the Taj Mahal? And Dr. Pickle's got it. It is Shah Jahan. Good job to Dr. Pickle. The answer is Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan. Okay, so yeah, we'll have a little 10-minute chat to wind down. If you guys want to post your crazy history facts, go ahead. People are posting apparently their Holodomor hot takes, which is a choice, I guess. Maybe we should switch topics from the Holodomor, one of the most devastating events in history. Good night, Dan. Thanks so much. I'm glad you liked it, Manatee. Good night, Judith. Thanks for hanging out with Cheeria today. Do you guys want to do a history next week, or should I do more geography-centered trivia? I kind of have been thinking of trying to do like a big, like the main quiz, but about a specific topic. But I haven't found the right one. I'm making turkey burgers for dinner, Gator, with of course lots of vegetables. There'll be more vegetables than burger because I'm making it and I want more vegetables because I'm weird like that. As much as I like the burger, the veggies on the side are just as important. I'll probably make some green beans or something, carrots or something. Hey, Christine, I'm glad you had a nice time listening. Thanks, Veer. You guys are all so sweet. People do have weird humor in the chat. You're right, most play. Yeah, so let's see. I'm looking at my... They cast a black actress as Cleopatra. Oh, I see. That's the Netflix thing you're talking about. And of course, people went insane, even though we have no idea what Cleopatra looked like and what her skin color could have been. She was Macedonian, so she could have been blonde hair, blue-eyed. She was born and raised in Egypt, so she could have been like brown skin. We don't know. We don't know what she looked like, you know. Anyway, so any Cleopatra look is an accurate Cleopatra look because we'll never know for sure what she looked like. Sauteed squash and mushrooms. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I don't think my sister likes mushrooms. Can we not talk about the Holodomor anymore? It's really sad and depressing, and that's not the vibe I'm trying to go. We're trying to have a friendly good night stream. It's accurately inaccurate. That's true, Gareth. Yeah, any depiction of Cleopatra is an accurate depiction because we'll never know what she looks like because all of like all the old artwork of Cleopatra was made by like Europeans. So of course they made her lily white, you know. But yeah. Next week, if you don't know, I'm doing every place in the world in alphabetical order. So we are in the Al's, which is Arabic for the. So we're going through all of the regions. So we are deep in that. Next week we're doing Oman, Yemen, and Qatar, which I'm going to start scripting them tonight, and I'll probably film them tomorrow for you guys next week. So I'm excited for that. I've only researched the Oman videos because there'll be 2 of them next week because I love Oman. Oman is another place. I'll say it in the video you'll see tomorrow, but like top 5 countries I want to visit, Oman is like number 4. Like it's up there. Good night, Brendan. Thanks for hanging out. So I am excited for that. Dr. Pickle had a dream that they met Cleopatra in ancient Egypt. Asked where you were from. You tried to explain Australia. She was like, what do you mean the other side of the world? That sounds like something Cleopatra would say. She was a very worldly person, but they did not know about Australia back then. But yeah. They did not know Australia existed back then. What race was she? She was Macedonian. The Ptolemaic dynasty was from Macedonia because of Alexander the Great. And the thing is, though, that dynasty ruled for like 200 years, right? So there could be lots of intermingling with like locals, so they could have had darker skin, darker hair, dark eyes, but they also all married each other's siblings. So, but yeah. The Roman parents used Hannibal as a word to scare their kids to bed. Yes, because Hannibal's right outside with his spears, and he's going to come get you if you don't go to bed. Hannibal's going to come in on his elephants and come get you, which was like a very real fear in Rome at one point, right? But yeah, the Ptolemaics, just like the ancient Egyptians, the dynasty married their siblings. So we don't know. We don't know what they could have looked like because any ancient depiction of people's faces back then were from Europeans, so they made them look like Europeans. But Cleopatra could have very well have had brown skin, brown hair, brown eyes. We do not know. There is no depiction of her from that time period. It's very rare to have pictures of people's faces from that time. They weren't having babies with their spouses. I mean, yeah, they were, Joshua. I mean, it was ceremonial weddings, but no, they were doing it with the siblings. Gareth is glad they're an only child. Well, that wouldn't happen if you were born in the Ptolemaic dynasty. There would have been a lot of siblings for you, Gareth. That's true, Joshua. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there could have very well have been intermingling from other genetic lines in the family, right? So, yeah, they would have been sleeping around. That's true. I agree, must play. We tend to project modern ideas on the past. You should be open-minded about the study of ancient times. It was a different thing. Yeah, King Tut and his spouse were siblings. I didn't know they were half siblings. I thought they were full-on siblings, and all of their children did not survive infancy. Like, they were born and immediately died because they were super inbred. But that was what the pharaohs did back then. They married their siblings because they didn't know incest would happen like that. But yeah, kings and queens get their pick, yeah. Yeah, just kind of like the British royal family. Elizabeth II married her first cousin. So, good night, Des. Thanks so much for hanging around. I'm going to go in a minute so I can go make dinner. I'm starting to feel hungry. They're all related at some point. I put in my wish list for me to buy, probably I'll just buy it today, the new edition of the History of Kings and Queens of, I think it's called Kings and Queens of England and Scotland, which is a title. But maybe they've changed it since then because I bought my edition in 2003. I bought it almost 20 years ago. So I'm going to buy the updated version and maybe I'll do a surprise live about it with you guys, do some British monarch trivia or British monarch facts on a surprise live after I read through it and see if there's any cool new stuff about kind of like the older monarchies, the older dynasties and things like that. Hello, chair. Did you all hear that? I can't make it do it again. There we go. British history is a topic. That's true, Joshua. My thing, though, is that I feel like there's too much British history and like history facts, I like to diversify it. I like to talk about like Indian history and Russian history and South African history, stuff like that. Horrible histories, we don't have, because I know what horrible history is. Ireland history, yes, Gareth. I think we've had like fun, silly history shows, but we haven't had horrible histories. My wish list is in the description of this video. It's in the description of all my videos if you guys want to contribute. If you guys ever buy a book, you get a shout out when I first use that book. The one that you guys all like, where is it? It's right next to me. History of the World Map by Map was donated to my channel, I think by Happy Squirrels. But that one's like really popular. There's a funny Rosa Parks song on horrible histories. Oh dear. Usually don't put funny and Rosa Parks in the same sentence. Anyway. All right. I'm going to head out. But yeah. It's fun to chat with you guys. Thanks, JJ. I appreciate it. I don't have a very long list. And I try not to put anything too expensive on there because I don't want you guys shelling too much money for me. Have you tried buying a book and I didn't know how? Yeah, so I know when you try to buy a book, it sounds like it's trying to charge me, but I promise you it won't. If you just keep going through the steps, you'll put in your information. Because I know when you click on it, it looks like it's saying I'm buying it. And like, I promise you it won't happen. I promise you will be the one buying it and it'll come from your address to my address. So, and I'm hoping to get a P.O. box soon. I looked into it. My headphone is shedding. It's a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be, so I'm probably not going to have it this month. I need to have it. I'll get one once I have a month because my only income right now is YouTube. A month where I make enough to be able to afford a P.O. box, and we'll get a P.O. box, but I don't think it's going to happen this month. I would buy it to Finland and they would send it on to you. It's something like that, Veer, but I promise, like, global spread of the printing press? That sounds too obscure, James. I'm sorry. That's too specific. I try not to get too specific because then I want to get as many people as I can to watch videos, obviously. And if I do something too niche, people won't like it. So, anyway, I'm going to end it. No, it's not, says James. Trust me. Hi, Risha. What list of places are you using for your geography series? A list that I made. It took me like months to compile this list. But yeah, I made a list. I alphabetized all the little places in the world. So I hope you're all enjoying that series. Okay, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all more than you know. You guys are wonderful. And be sure to ring that little bell because I do want to do a surprise live sometime this week if I get my new British monarchy book all updated and stuff. Like, low-key, I was waiting for Queen Elizabeth to die to get a new book. But that's how it is, right? You're welcome, Janice. And yeah, if you can all put goodbyes in the chat in your language, just plain old goodbye. Must play put farewell in Norwegian. You're welcome for the trivia, Dr. Pickle. And I hope you all get a lot of sleep. I know I have. My sleep schedule is off because I've been working on my videos at night and then sleeping all day, but I'm sleeping like a rock, so something's going right. Do I have a lag? Maybe a little bit. That's an even better signal. It's time to go. Okay. Thank you, James. All right, I'm going to cut it here. Good night, everybody. I love all the finish from Veer. There's a shoes from JJ. You're not sleeping tonight, must play? Well, when you do get your sleep, please get some good sleep, okay? Please rest well. Whenever you need to rest, I hope that it's a well-rested time, okay? Good night, everybody, or good day, wherever you are. Thank you all so much. See you later, mates. Goodbye in Australia. That makes sense. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much again. Have a good night, everybody.